Oh, hey guys, CPT mechanic here, and today I'm going to show how to replace these spark plugs on a Ford Bantam Rocam. Let's get cracking. Right, so on this bucky, these spark plugs are located on the back of the engine, just above the exhaust manifold. That's cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, and cylinder 4. And these are the HT leads or spark plug leads going to the coil pack, which uses a wasted spark system to deliver the spark to each plug. Right, so let's take out the first spark plug. Let's take off the HT lead. Just with a bit of wiggling and jiggling, there's the HT lead off. Looks in fairly decent nick for a pretty old bucky. This is a 2007 model after all. Okay, so once the HT lead has been removed, let's use a deep socket, 16mm deep socket, to loosen the spark plug and take it out of the cylinder head. So let's put the spark plug socket and the extension onto the plug itself, and using a hand ratchet, let's crack the plug loose. In these circumstances, it's best not to use a power tool, as it might strip the threads. Only once you have cracked the plug loose, then you can use a electric screwdriver just to speed up the process a bit. And once the ratchet has done its job, the spark plug can be unscrewed most of the way by hand. Sometimes it can be a bit tight, so a breaker bar might come in handy in extreme circumstances. You don't want to end up breaking the plug in the head. That wouldn't be a good day, trust me. And the spark plug is fairly loose. Let's take off the socket, right. So just using a bit of a magnet, let's try to get it out of the spark plug well and taking it out by hand. So this 1.6 liter petrol model uses the TRB 610 spark plug. The 1.3 uses the TRB 513. These spark plugs are interchangeable. You just have to cap it correctly depending if you have the 1.3 or 1.6 model. Right, so it's best practice to put the HT lead back into the spark plug well. And it's also good practice to do one spark plug at a time. So one HT lead off, one spark plug, old spark plug out, replaced with a new spark plug and HT lead back on. This is done to avoid confusion in case the HT leads are all the same length. And if you put it on the wrong spark plug, you're going to create problems and incorrect firing order. I'm just removing all of them at once just to show you guys how they all look simultaneously. And I'm zipping through the video because if you've done one, you can do them all. It's pretty straightforward. So the third plug, unscrewing it the rest of the way. It's almost out, and taking it out. Luckily it's not too deep in the well. So the last spark plug sits at an angle nearly underneath the coil pack. So I had to use 1.5 extensions just to reach around it. Get the spark plug socket on and crack it loose. And you can turn the rest by hand. And there's the last plug out. And the lead back on. Right, so there are the 4 spark plugs. TRB 610s. So that on the left goes to cylinder 1. That goes to cylinder 2. That's cylinder 3. And cylinder 4. So let's take a look at the spark plugs itself and the tips. So it has a nice light brown color. Not too bad. Look, these are only about 5,000 k's old. So it hasn't been long in the engine. If it was white, it would give an indication that it's running lean. And if it was black and sooty, it would show that it's running rich, too much fuel and too little fuel. So as I said, these are only about 5,000 k's old. So I'm putting the original ones back in the engine. It's good practice to replace them after every 30 to 40,000 k's, give or take, on these Bantams. As long as the engine is not running rich or running lean, the plug should last for that period, that interval period. So every 2 or 3 services it can be replaced. Okay, so let's put the plugs back in. So for the nerds out there, the torque spec is 15 Newton meters according to the owner's manual or service manual. I'm just hand tightening it using the German torque spec of good and tight. Right, so let's put the HT lead on the plug. So cylinder 1, nearly complete. Make sure it's nice and tight and seated home. You don't want to be driving and it pops loose by accident. So the rest of the plugs I'm just zipping through as I did with the removal. So installing spark plug 2, 3 and 4. It's good practice not to use power tools or impact wrenches to drive the spark plug into the cylinder head. You really don't want to be stripping the cylinder head. That will not lead to a good day. I can guarantee that. Right guys, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos and you want to see more Rocam related repair and maintenance videos in future. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel so far. Right, let's finish up with cylinder 3, checking the HT leads, and cylinder 4. Spark plug in, tightening by hand just to make sure it's catching the threads and going in smoothly, not getting stripped or hooked up anywhere. And let's tighten it the rest of the way by hand. As I said, the German torque spec leads the way good and tight. You do not need to put all 120 Newton meters on these plugs. It will snap. Keep it to 15, please guys. Right, so checking all the HT leads. They are snug, they are home. Cool. Let's give the bucky a start. So turn the key. Idling lovely. No stutters or spluttering. All cylinders seem like they're firing well. Couple of revs. Yeah. Everything sounds good. For those of you guys who can hear, that is my power steering pump bearings making a noise. Power steering still looks fine, but just the bearings are a bit noisy. Give it a rip from under the engine brake. Sounds good, all is well. Cool, thanks a lot guys for watching. And I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.